Alright. So I took a bit of a break, so a couple of operations I've already finished, so I had them start doing a couple more. Let's hold off on talking to Josephine. Let's go around talking to other people. Ooh, I have a judgment. Let me
Now this is a hall worthy of the Inquisition.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is. Now let me sit upon my dragon throne. The throne of dragons. Let me pass judgment. And on who shall it be I give judgment to?
I do not believe a reminder is necessary for this accused. Her capture and disgrace
Oh,
could
is
not
it
have been
Florian?
more public. Grand Duchess Floriane de Chalon, although her titles are among the dignities already at risk of forfeiture.
Ha.
You spared her life despite her treachery. What becomes of it now falls to you.
Welcome to my party.
Out of your element, Floriane. Welcome to the Inquisition. My party.
Yeah. Meh.
Despite her posture, Lady Floriane has acknowledged your authority.
Should I curse you on behalf of the Elder One? I realize he had no intention of honoring the concordats I manipulated.
You think?
Do as you must. I respect your mastery of the game, even as I despise your victory. Celine does not know her fortune.
Ooh. A jester's outfit. Bad shoes. Common work of the common exile. Let her repent in a cloister. Put her guile to work for us. I like that.
She remains a creature of formality and opportunity. We have use for both. Grand Duchess, Josephine will see that your wiles profit the Inquisition. Don't disappoint.
One must remember that the game is never truly over, your worship.
That wasn't that bad in terms of the approval and disapproval. I'm sure I can make up for the approval with Cassandra. The other ones were like, it's alright. I'll live with that. Judgment. Playing to win operation available. Do I? Oh, that's right. I have a ton of stuff I need to sell. My inventory is so loaded with junk. There we go. Okay. Let's sell all this junk. Ooh, Mask of the Grand Duchess. Mask of Almont. A Chalon. Let's hold on to those and see if I can actually put those on anybody. If any of those are actually good. Sell these. Alright. Let's see.
Pen is mightier, Miles.
Ha! The pen is mightier. Give me a break. Flanking damage. Critical damage. Bleed on hit. Dexterity. Nah. That's fine how it is.
Not trying to step on your toes, you know.
Huh. Oh, Dagna. Alright, well, we have a lot of people to go around and talk to. I'm just curious, where is Morrigan? Oh. There she is. She's in the garden. Well, since she's brand new, or at least to this game, since we just got her, we may as well go catch up with her. It's been so long, Morrigan, please. We certainly must have time to Morgan? Is that who I think it is?
You're the Inquisitor.
Hi. What's your name?
You're very short. Mother didn't say you were a dwarf.
Huh. Is that a bad thing?
That's not such a terrible thing, is it?
No, it would be worse. If you couldn't touch magic at all. Like being blind.
Kieran, are you bothering the Inquisitor?
Kieran?
Of course not. Did you see what's on his hand, Mother?
I did see.
This is her
It's time to
son?
return to your studies, little man.
This is Neximus's son. This is the son with the soul of the old god from the archdemon from Origins. That's him. He's so big now.
My son. Never where you expect him to be.
Now, of
naturally.
course, we as the player, having played the previous two games, we know who he is and what he is, or what is special about him. But this character, the Inquisitor, does not know. So this should be an interesting conversation.
I didn't know you had a son.
Why would you? I take great pains to not let my own reputation affect him in any way. To most in the Imperial Court, he's simply a quiet and well-spoken lad. Perhaps the heir of some distant family. But he goes where I go. Worry not, Inquisitor.
Oh, whoops.
Kieran is a curious boy, but seldom troublesome.
Sorry, the wire is getting all finicky. By the way, Morgan, nice to see that you went back to your old traditional outfit. So where is his father? That's a very good question. Where
Will
is
his father be
Neximus?
joining us as well?
Twould be most unlikely.
Where is that dwarf?
I have raised Kieran on my own for quite some time now, as was my preference from the start. So 'tis but the two of us, Inquisitor. Your fortress is a large place, and you will scarce notice our presence.
You must be proud.
He seems like a fine young man.
But not the sort one might expect a woman like me to
I didn't
raise.
say that.
No son of mine would be raised in a marsh, bereft of contact with the outside world.
Huh.
His future will be difficult enough without my adding to his burden. To think, until recently this place stood decrepit, occupied only by the desperate and the lost. Now it is party to events that threaten to shake the world. I wonder if it is pleased.
Huh. You know, Morgan, it seems there's something different about you. You seem to have changed. I wonder if being a mother to Kieran has changed you over these past years. Because you seem a little different compared to how you were in Origins. Then again, having a child and being a parent can do that to people. You know about Skyhold?
It sounds like you've heard of Skyhold before.
This fortress was built upon the remains of a site holy to the ancient elves. They called it Tarar Salan, the place where the sky is kept. It is said that from here, they reached up to the heavens to bring them down to rest. They abandoned it, as did the humans who came after them. Bones laid upon bones, silent until your arrival.
Huh. I'm rather fond of it.
I like this place. I've made it mine.
Yep.
The magic in this place has seeped into the stones, protecting it
Well, it's a
from
good thing I'm a
darkness.
dwarf and that
Those
magic
who let
won't
it
affect
fall
me.
to ruin did not know what they possessed. You, I think, shall do it justice. You were kind to welcome my aid, Inquisitor, even knowing as little of me as you do. I will do my best to aid your cause with all the knowledge at my disposal. This I swear to you.
Thank you.
I appreciate whatever help you can give us.
Some might think Corypheus a madman for seeking godhood. Yet one must ask, what were the old gods? What secrets of theirs did the ancient magisters know? What I fear, what all should fear, is not that Corypheus believes he can succeed. 'Tis that he actually may.
Huh. I gotta say, they really did an amazing job making both Leliana and Morrigan look just so much better than they did in Origins. It's just amazing how far that this has come.
My Lord Inquisitor.
Care to speak some more? So what are you working on?
What work have you been doing to help us?
Currently, my efforts are focused on determining what Corypheus is, and from where his power comes. The elven orb he carries is what draws my attention. I wonder if the power he used to tear open the Fade, in fact, came from the orb. Perhaps it is even the source of your anchor. If I learn of its origin, I may also learn what Corypheus now intends, as well as his weaknesses.
Would you fight alongside me in the field?
I could use your company for my excursions outside Skyhold.
I have spent my share of time wandering the wilderness in the company of others.
She's like, look, I did that enough in Origins.
Thank
I don't
you
need to do it
for the
in this
invitation,
game.
but for now, I will restrict my efforts to researching the arcane.
What about his dragon?
Do you know anything about his dragon?
It has the appearance of an archdemon. Of that, I am certain. A true archdemon, however, is supposedly the corrupted form of an old god. Has Corypheus actually dug up one of the ancient prisons? If so, why has a new blight not begun? His dragon is
an excellent
something else,
point.
something connected to his blighted nature as well as his magic. Beyond that, I cannot say.
Could he become a god?
Is it even possible that Corypheus could succeed?
The Black City exists. Wherever one goes in the Fade, it is visible in the sky. The last time Corypheus and his cohort stormed its doors, they unleashed the Blight upon the world. This time, perhaps he might indeed gain untold power, becoming something unto a god. It is also possible he could unleash something far worse than the Blights. So yes, Corypheus could succeed in his goal. If not, his attempt alone could destroy the world.
He thinks I'm a rival.
Corypheus says I'm a rival. Does that mean...
Could you become a god? That depends. Are you prepared to use your anchor to enter the Black City?
Whoa. I don't know how. Definitely not.
No, never.
Tell Corypheus that, and see if he believes you.
Huh. I appreciate your efforts.
However you can help, it's appreciated.
Continue prodding at Corypheus, Inquisitor. Elicit a reaction, and we may yet learn from him.
Tell me more about you.
I'd like to know more about you.
Ah, yes. Whence comes the mystery woman slinking her way into the Inquisition's ranks? Once I was an apostate, living well away from the banal influence of the Chantry in the Kakari Wilds.
Kieran's not around.
Then came the Fifth Blight with its darkspawn, and I left Ferelden for the Empress's court. 'Tis certain the nobles of Orlais breathe a collective sigh of relief that I am now here.
Huh. You were in the Fifth Blight?
You were in Ferelden during the Blight?
The Blight began in the Kakari Wilds, so yes, I experienced it firsthand. Indeed, I fought at the hero of Ferelden's side for a time. He is the reason the Blight was defeated. In the end, what he did for me, I will always be grateful. And after that, I came to Orlais. The last place one would look for me, or such was my hope.
Huh. So, you're an apostate.
It's odd that an apostate could live so... openly.
It confuses those who expect apostates to cower and hide. I stand boldly before them and demand to know why I need some Chantry mage to teach me to control my power.
She had
They
Flemeth
put
for
me
that.
on a leash so they can feel safer at night. I am uninterested in their comfort.
Ah, there's the
Naturally,
Morgan, I
it
know.
helps to have friends in high places.
Huh. Why the Orlesian court?
The Orlesian court seems like an odd place to find someone like you.
That was the point, originally. I knew the Empress was intrigued by the arcane, and that I could answer questions no Chantry mage could. Thus, we fit together nicely. I became her advisor, and she my benefactor and source of refuge. Truth be told, our arrangement would not have lasted much longer. Too many wagging tongues, even for Celine.
So it's a good thing I showed up to help when I did.
I leave you to the
No, I wanted to keep
As you
talking.
like.
I wanted to keep talking with her.
My Lord Inquisitor.
What are your thoughts on the Inquisition?
Now that you've seen the Inquisition up close, what are your impressions?
'Tis remarkable what you have built. I will give you that.
Thank you.
Soldiers are camped outside Skyhold in numbers that would give any nation pause. All this in precious little time, conjured from thin air through the power of fervor alone. I wonder if Corypheus suspected what he was enabling, just as I wonder what will become of all this once he is defeated.
Well, first we must defeat him.
We have to defeat him first. Then I'll worry about...
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to
Should
it.
that happen, the world will lie at your feet, more or less. Beware the heights you reach, Inquisitor. When this is done, many will be eager to knock you back
Yes,
down.
I'm sure they will. Is there anything more I can ask?
If you have questions...
Nope, never mind. Was there anything in that other
My Lord Inquisitor.
thing here? What are you working on?
If I learn of its origin, I may also learn what Corypheus...
I've already asked all
intends.
this. Never mind.
Continue prodding at Corypheus.
Okay. Let's see. Oh. Mother Giselle. Anything you want to discuss?
Herald of Andraste.
How are the people?
Can you tell me how our people are doing?
What would you like to know?
How are the people at Skyhold?
How are our forces at Skyhold doing?
Still in shock, for the most part. To see Haven destroyed so soon after the Conclave. You saved many, but still lives were lost. And traveling through the wilderness did not make treating injuries easier. For all that, though, more people arrive every day. Some are refugees, but others want to help.
What was with that
The
elf
Inquisition
walking
is
through,
growing.
shaking like that?
I pray you use it wisely.
Is this elf gonna walk through? No, never mind. Alright, that's enough. Alright, let me go grab these plants over here, because there's actually a trophy you can get for harvesting a certain number of plants from the garden. And I've planted a lot of these here, so I figure, well, if I'm gonna plant them, may as well grab them while they're here and see if I can maybe get that trophy. I forget how many it is, if it's like maybe harvest 30 plant items or so from the garden in a single playthrough, something like that. I honestly can't remember, so yeah. Now that's for the war table. Okay, let's see. We talked to Cassandra about being the next divine. Why don't we go talk to Leliana? See what she thinks about that. I wonder if the possibility of that taking her time away from Niximus has come to her thoughts.
So it's true. Some look to Cassandra or even me as Justinia's successor.
Huh.
I never thought the idea would gain momentum. Of course, with the other candidates out of the picture.
But what do you want, Leliana?
Is becoming divine something you really want?
When Justinia was alive, I would have laughed at anyone who even suggested that I could be her successor. Things have changed. Still, I don't know. Restoring the Chantry will be like trying to steer a sinking vessel through a storm.
Huh. Ooh. I'm kind of really kind of at the moment just set on supporting Cassandra as the next divine, because I'm thinking that I don't want her to, you know, that her becoming divine would cause her to not be with Niximus, you know? Because I feel for Niximus, you know, he was our dwarf in origins, you know, and he truly did care a great deal for Leliana. And, they both miss each other terribly. You could abandon ship?
No one would fault you for abandoning ship, you know.
Out of the ship and straight into the sea. You think Thedas hates mages now? If the Chantry falls, don't you think the people will blame magic? Look at all that's happened. Kirkwall's Chantry, the war, the breach. Mages are always involved. Without the Chantry to guide, that hatred will spiral out of control.
Huh. So little faith in people.
Wow. You really don't think highly of Thedosians.
The people care only for simple things. Their world is small, and everything beyond it is unknown and something to fear. They will continue to live like this, unless they can be shown another way. But this is a discussion for later. If Corypheus wins, finding a new divine will be the least of our problems.
There you go. See, that was my point with that Reverend Mother earlier. But they don't think that way. They don't think like you and I do, Leliana.
So Varric knew where the champion was all along. That's the last time we sent Cassandra to interrogate.
Ha ha ha! You're well connected.
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
So tell me more about Morrigan from your perspective.
What do you know of Morrigan?
She's changed. She used to be so disagreeable.
Mm-hmm.
Cruel. She said things just to hurt people.
Yep.
Now the sharp edges have worn away. Perhaps it was Kid.
I think so.
He saved us, did you know? I would have lost my love without Morrigan's child.
That's true.
I may never know her intentions, but I'll always be grateful.
Either that, or Alistair would have done it himself and sacrificed himself so that the hero Ferelden would have lived. So there were ways that the hero could have lived without having to have that baby with Morrigan. But yeah, see, Leliana says she's grateful for Morrigan because of that allowed her love to live. We'll talk later.
We can continue this conversation later.
You know where I am.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Yes?
I guess not. Any updates?
Anything I should know?
Celine has cemented power in Orlais. Good, we need an ally like her. At the moment, she's said to be rooting out the last of Gaspard's supporters. Once that is done, we will have a united Orlais behind the Inquisition.
Alright, carry on.
I'll leave you to your work.
Is that still the same? Yep. Alright, let's go down here.
A request has been made of you, Inquisitor.
Oh,
Here it is.
okay. Thanks.
As you
Thanks for
were.
the operation.
Yes, Inquisitor.
Fiona. You know, I actually heard a theory. Someone said that there was a theory that Fiona could possibly have been Alistair's mother, I think someone said. That was a possible theory. I'm not sure how that's true, but I mean, I guess I didn't hear the explanation. I just heard that was a possible rumor or theory. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Doesn't surprise me you found the Wardens mixed up in all this.
Huh.
From first-hand experience, you should be wary anytime my old order is involved.
It makes you go. Let's also keep in mind Fiona's quite the, you know, what's the proper word? Anomaly, because of how she was apparently had the taint removed, and it was like, what? Huh? How?
I trust everything is well with the mages?
There have been a few scuffles with your Templars.
My
But
Templars?
overall, it is going well.
I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't got no Templars here. Hey, Dorian.
Marvelous business, the Winter Palace.
Huh.
You saved an empress, and now she's eating out of your hand. Perfect mental image.
Huh.
All this dancing, politics, and murder makes me a bit homesick.
Yeah, you said that before. You missed that?
That's something you actually miss?
Who wouldn't? All the drama, the scandal, the petty maneuvering.
Huh.
Back home, we engage in social affairs with the grim intensity of war. When blood is spilled, the battle is won. Less fun when you're the target, but to watch. My. Yes. I hope you tried the ham they were serving, by the way. Tasted of despair.
Ah.
Fascinating.
Nope, didn't get to
should go.
try it out.
Naturally.
Well, at least you had a great time at the party. Alright, I guess next we'll talk to Solus. You got anything to talk about, Solus?
There are spirits hovering by the veil to observe the thrones of powerful nations, machinations, betrayals. After our time in Halam Sharal, I understand why. I had forgotten how I missed court intrigue.
Huh, glad you liked it.
I'm pleased you had a good time.
Political gambits, broken promises, half-truths. It is a palace full of motivation, and motivation is where great things happen. In any event, Celine should now be a steadfast ally, especially after helping her neutralize Briala.
Huh. I'm sorry about Briala. That's not how I thought it was gonna go.
I hope you know that I didn't turn over Briala lightly. If I'd had another option...
What? Why would I disapprove of... Oh, because we're both elves. I'm sorry, I was confused. I do not consider myself to have much in common with the elves.
Huh. Huh, you should consider... No, I'm just kidding. Huh. That's tragic.
Your people
Oh,
have
he disapproved of
lost
that.
so much of their history and culture. Not even think of yourself that way.
I think of myself as me. That's all I've ever needed.
Huh.
I joined the Inquisition to save the world. Regardless of who my people are, this was the best way to help them. As for the elves of Orlais, Brialla did what she could. She was an admirable woman, even if her gambit failed.
Huh. I still want to help them.
Even if we couldn't help Brialla, I hope we can make life better for our Legion elves.
Stop Corypheus. That will do for a start.
Okay.
It speaks well of you to feel for the oppressed. Help them for that. Know them for what they are, instead of just seeing a pair of pointed ears.
Oh, of course. No, I'm not like that at all.
We must stop the Wardens from carrying out this insane plan, Inquisitor. To seek out these old gods deliberately, in some bizarre attempt to preempt the blood.
Wow, he really wants me to go do this quest. Okay, I understand, Huh. Don't forget the demons.
And calling the army of demons. That's my favorite part.
The demons are nothing. They're a tool.
A tool that gives Corypheus an army.
That's not the point. Even if they could succeed, the entire idea is wrong. The Blight is not something one smugly outsmarts. Forgive me. The entire idea is unnerving.
Huh.
My friend.
Aw, he said my friend. Tell me about elves.
I'd be interested in hearing your opinions on elven culture.
Perhaps you could ask Sarah. She has opinions.
Yeah. Huh. I'll be like, I'm not asking Sarah. I'm asking you. Oh, he disapproved. I thought he was going to approve. He's like, yeah, good point.
And learning some colorful new idioms, no doubt. What do you wish to know?
Huh. Ooh. Tell me about what you think about city elves.
What can you tell me about elves living in human cities?
The culture in alienages or among the slaves of Tevinter is like any of the impoverished and powerless. They cling to memories of a better past and practice a few rituals to distinguish themselves from humans.
Okay, what about the Dalish?
I'd like to know more about Dalish elves.
It is a mistake to think of the Dalish as a single group. They have lived as separate clans for centuries now. As a consequence, each clan has learned, interpreted, and forgotten different parts of elven history. Some trade freely with humans, or adopt city elves who flee the alienages. Others attack humans on sight.
What about the ancient elves?
I'd like to know more about the elves from before our time.
The Dalish strive to remember Hallam Sharal. But Hallam Sharal was merely a fumbling attempt to recreate a forgotten land.
Arlathan.
Elvanan was the empire, and Arlathan its greatest city. Place of magic and beauty, lost to time.
What else?
You've studied ancient elves. What else do you know of Arlathan?
We hear stories of them living in trees, and imagine wooden ramps or Dalish aeravels. Imagine instead spires of crystal twining through the branches, palaces floating among the clouds. Imagine beings who lived forever, for whom magic was as natural as breathing. That is what was lost.
Huh. And elven magic?
Is elven magic different from the magic used by humans?
No and yes. Magic is magic, just as water is water, but it can be used in different ways. Dalish magic is more practical, not needing chantry approval, although they still frown on blood magic.
Huh.
Superstition. Much of it is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were immortal.
By the way, I just noticed something. Look at Solus's feet. You see that? He's wearing what looks like long socks or shoes, but the part that covers his toes is cut out. His toes are just sticking out like that. I guess he likes to have the feeling of his toes on the stone here. Was the elves' immortality due to magic?
The legends of elven immortality. Did they use magic to increase their lifespan?
No. It was simply part of being elven. The subtle beauty of their magic was the effect, not the cause of their nature. Some spells took years to cast. Echoes would linger for centuries, harmonizing with new magic in an unending symphony. It must have been beautiful.
About blood magic.
You said that the censure against blood magic was a superstition.
I did. It's fortunate Cassandra is not within earshot. Most modern cultures forbid blood magic. Publicly, even Tevinter disapproves of it. But as I said, magic is magic. It matters lies only in how it is used.
You know, when you can look at this from two different perspectives. My perspective as the player and the perspective of the character you're playing. Having played the previous two games, I've seen the use of blood magic by various different mages, and usually when they have used it, it has been for an evil reason, or for a reason that, you know, well, not every time. Like, when Jowen used it in the Mage Origin, it wasn't really for an evil reason, it was just because he was wanted to protect Lily. So, I guess you can say that not every time it's used is evil in itself. And I guess you could debate whether or not the act itself is evil, but it's pretty gruesome. It seems pretty evil when I've seen it used. So I know this, if I say that it's evil, he's going to disapprove of it, but yeah, it just bothers me every time I see it.
Every time
I knew that was going to happen.
Blood magic used, it has been for some evil purpose.
I once saw a woman stabbed in the stomach with a dagger. She died slowly, in agony. It was repulsive. If the Chantry outlawed daggers, would that stop people from using them? Of course not. Some would use daggers in secret, shamed, and some would find rebellion titillating, step down the path of depravity.
Huh. The alternative is Tevinter.
So we should allow blood magic to be used freely. It works so well for the Imperium.
Tevinter's foundation stones are the bones of ancient elves, with slave blood for the mortar. It is an example of nothing more than gilded savagery. Pitiable in a way. They always succeed through power, so they have never had the chance to learn another way.
Okay, thanks for the talk, Solus.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Well, that could have gone better. Probably got a notable amount of disapproval from them because of those conversations. Just trying to avoid disapproval, but oh well. Okay, so when we come back, we're going to continue to go around and talk to everybody, starting, of course, right here with Varric. Stay tuned.